Hello, Jasvi. Hello, Jasvi. Please connect your device. If you can hear me, please connect your device. Everybody who is joining this session, please switch on the mic and camera as well. I hope you guys can hear me. Himanshi,
Yes, sir.
Himanshi, thank you so much for having the camera on. So we need to at least wait for a couple of more minutes so that other students
Okay.
join as well. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So till then, Himanshi, tell me something about
Okay.
yourself.
सर अभी तो अपना बी कॉलेज से मतलब स्कूल से ग्रेजुएट हो चुकी हूँ और बी साइंस इंटीरियर डिजाइनिंग में कर रही हूँ अभी कॉलेज में
Okay.
और और मैं भी प्लानिंग कर रही हूँ अपना अबोर्ड जाने के लिए
Okay. All right. So I have a few more people here. Pritinder, Ojasvi, whoever is joining, this is my request. Please switch on the camera and the mic as well. Start with a hello so that we can connect. Ojasvi, Pritinder, okay, that means there are a few people who are going to join. Anyways, you were saying something, Himanshi? Anything to add on? Any other information about your academics, your interests?
सर इंटरेस्ट I say about interest I have interest in many activities like outdoor games, indoor games, so drawings. It's mostly about these types of activities.
Okay, very good. So what are you planning for your future? Canada or any other country?
Sir, my first option is not a Canada. अभी मैं
Okay.
अलग ही सोच रही हूँ कोई और country
Okay.
पे.
क्या अलग है वो? What is that different? That different thing?
Sir, different things अभी नहीं है अभी कुछ दिमाग में अभी
Okay.
just
All right.
decide किया है.
Okay. Ojasvi, Shruti, or whoever is there, Meher, please switch on your mic. Say something at least. Switch on the cameras also. This is a request. Anyways, Himanshi, please have your notebook ready so that we can connect regarding the IELTS. You can make notes as well. That will be helpful.
Okay. Okay.
This is 4 minutes past 9 o'clock, but we should be waiting for more minutes. I think there will be some more candidates to join. I'm again repeating, whoever is there, please say something on the mic. Unmute yourself, please. I can see Meher, Shruti. If you both are listening to me, please use your mic, connect with the session, please.
So should
Okay,
I prepare for IELTS right now? Because right now I am doing my graduation from India only.
okay. Beta, we will take questions afterwards, or you can type your questions on the chat box, because I'm here to at least give you an idea what is IELTS and a few questions related to one of the section. So first of all, our target is to understand what is IELTS, what is required to perform better. Then we can have questions. But please switch on the camera and the mic, please. We need to start the session. This is a message to everyone. Switch on the camera and the mic, please. Nitin, Shruti, Meher, I need to start. Please switch on the cameras and connect with the mic also. It will be better if we can participate. Okay. Yes. What's your name? Is it Shruti?
Shruti.
Okay, Shruti. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, anyways, let us start. Please make notes. Okay. Now, first of all, write down speaking as the heading on the top of the page. Just write speaking. Let us try to understand what is required to perform better in IELTS speaking section. Okay. So according to Cambridge, the full speaking test is for 11 to 14 minutes. Keep making notes. 11 to 14 minutes is the complete duration of your speaking test. And it has 3 parts. Just write part 1, leave 3 or 4 lines as space, then part 2 and part 3. Okay. So in part 1, the examiner is going to ask you some general questions, which is also known as the introduction part. And it has questions just like these. Can I see your ID? What is your full name? What shall I call you? What is your favorite color? Favorite food, actor, singer? Do you like flowers? Do you work or study? Something about your family members, flowers. So anything in general, which is too short, comes into part 1. Okay. Now let us move ahead in part 1 itself. So before going to the questions, write down how they mark you. Write down the marking criteria separately on the paper somewhere. Just write the marking criteria. Okay. Now the marking criteria, point number 1, vocabulary. Vocab. In bracket, just write no repetitions or do not repeat. Avoid repetitions. Comma. Use better words. bracket closed. Okay. Now, let us have one example so that we understand what this vocab means, how we can use vocabulary. Okay. Question number 1. I'm going to answer. I am going to break the answer in 3 steps. Try to observe and then say if you have understood or not. The question is, what is your favorite color? I repeat, what is your favorite color? So the usual answer for this question can be the usual answer. My favorite color is black or blue or any other color. This is how it should be. Okay. In IELTS, every question should be accompanied with a reason. You need to present a reason for each answer you provide to the examiner. So again, let us come back to the question and the answer. What is your favorite color? My favorite color is black because it looks good on me. I look just like an actor in it. And it can be any reason. Okay, it can be any reason. Now, the vocabulary says you should not be repeating. If you are not using the words again and again in your sentences, in your speaking, you are bound to get a better score. So how? Again, the question, what is your favorite color? I need to answer this question without repeating those words which are already present in the question itself. For example, what is your favorite color? I am extremely passionate about black because I look great in it. I look like an actor. The because part, whatever comes after because, can be anything. But what I've done right now is I have not repeated what is already present in the question. I have mentioned I'm extremely passionate about. Another example, I am in love with black because, again, the same part. So, are you trying to understand? Are you getting the point? Himanshi, Shruti?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Again, the same question. What is your favorite color? The color which is extremely close to my heart is black because. So these are some of the samples where you can present your vocabulary, not the difficult words. It is just how you present your answer in different words. That's it. No difficult words required. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now the second marking criteria is grammar. Please keep making notes. The second marking criteria is grammar. In bracket, write conjunctions. So I will give you a sample again of the same question. Okay. Question again. What is your favorite color? Since childhood, I am in love with the black because I look good in it. My personality is always the best in this kind of color. So what I have done here, I started my sentence with since. Let us use another conjunction. What is your favorite color? Rather than going for all the colors equally, I prefer black more. The reason being, in this answer, I started with rather than. So chances of getting much better score than the previous one is obviously there. So have you understood the point number 1, vocabulary?
Yes, sir.
Second was conjunctions. We did example as well.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
I'll be asking you a couple of questions somewhere in the middle. Let me explain first. The third marking criteria is fluency. Write down fluency at the third spot. The third position goes to fluency. Now, what is fluency? Can anyone tell me about this? What is fluency according to you? Whatever you have learned, please.
सर इसमें
Nitin,
आपको
good evening.
बीच में
Please बताओ बताओ,
इसमें
come on.
जैसे बीच में बोलते बोलते अगर अटक जाते हैं तो वो
Okay,
चीज नहीं, बीच में पॉज नहीं होना चाहिए.
okay. Shruti, anything from you?
Sir, I guess confidence is the other name for fluency.
Okay. So for this, give me the answer for the question. Shruti, give it a try. What is your favorite color?
So since childhood, I like every color.
Okay.
मतलब
Give me a reason as well.
whichever color
Come on.
I have found in the environment, I love it all.
You need to give a reason as well. You love everything, whatever environment has given you, but with a reason. Why? Anyways, Himanshi, you would like to try for this?
um, uh,
Come
rather
on.
than choosing rather
Yes, yes,
than
yes.
choosing any color, uh, I would like every color uh, since I have
Okay.
tried, I like to try every color, like in my clothes, in my activities. I like try.
Okay. At least you tried. You tried. That's fine. Now, understand what is fluency. Let me give you a sample of the same question again. Okay. And then tell me if I was fluent or not. How was my way of answering the question? What is your favorite color? Um, Actually, I love black color because this is what I like since my childhood because I look good in it. Did you observe how I was speaking? What was the difference? What was the difference, Shruti or Himanshi?
You were not fluent this time
How do you understand that if I was not fluent?
With a lot
How
of
did you get it?
because you were taking so many pauses.
Absolutely correct. Fluency means if you're smooth without fumbles, without using these fillers which are not words. What we do usually while speaking, we tend to say so the fluency breaks and you do not get enough mark for the same marking criteria. All right. So the basic point to learn in speaking IELTS is whatever you are speaking in front of the examiner, even if you're not well versed or you're not well aware about the vocabulary, even if you have grammatical errors, if you can speak without fumbles, without pauses, you at least go towards passing the examination, which might be a 6 or maybe even 6.5. Are you getting my point, Shruti? Yes. So, yes, you are fluent enough. You tried well. Himanshi is still learning, but that's fine. This is how you practice. Now write down the fourth marking criteria. The last marking criteria for speaking section and IELTS is pronunciation. Again, the question goes to all of you. What do you mean by pronunciation? Anything in simple words will do. Meher, Nitin, you can also try. Nitin, you can also give it a try. Meher, would you like to participate, please? Himanshi and Shruti, anything about pronunciation? Have you heard about this word? Did you notice what exactly pronunciation means?
Speak the words correctly.
Okay, speak the words correctly, correct? Anything else? All right,
Sound
okay.
of a particular word or letter.
Correct, ma'am. Again, correct. Pronunciation, write down in the bracket. Write down in the bracket. Pronunciation is the clarity of your speech. Bracket closed. What I mean is, whenever you are talking to any person, examiner in your exam, or with anybody in English, if your words and the letters are clear, if the person who is listening to you is getting the words and the letters from your mouth very clearly, that is known as correct pronunciation. The clarity is there. Okay. So, what I believe is you guys have not that much problem or no problem with the pronunciation factor. The challenge lies with top two mainly, which is vocabulary and the grammar. Although we are aware about the grammatical rules, but we rarely use the conjunctions while speaking. At least the general scenario is we do not use conjunctions or even the plain words are fine. But to some extent or to a great extent, if you're looking forward to score better in IELTS speaking, you need to modify your practice for better words or vocab and the conjunctions. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Sure.
we will be doing one more example question, and obviously, we are going to participate. The question is, remember, I am not going to change the complete style of the question. It should be making you understand the concept. So, the question is, who is your favorite actor? It is very similar to the first one. Anybody can give it a try. Who is your favorite actor?
Ayushman Khurrana.
No, we just did the marking criteria, Shruti. Try to understand the fact. We did the concept right now. Reasonings with some better words. No one word or two word answer will help your cause for the score. We give a proper answer always. Sentences. Who is your favorite actor? Nitin, Meher, you guys can also participate. Please. This is the best way to learn.
Considering the type of movies Ayushman Khurrana has done, he is my favorite actor. I like him the most because in every movie I can find him playing a new role. Like
That's
every
it.
time,
That is
every role is
very
like
good.
a challenge for him, and that's what I like the most about him.
Much better answer, Shruti. This is how you need to respond. Very good. Himanshi, would you like to try? Errors or no errors, that's fine. Acceptable. We are learning. Come on. Okay, you are framing the answer. That's fine.
Among
Meher, okay, go ahead, please.
so among many actors, my most favorite actress is Kareena Deepika Padukone, as I like her facial features from the starting, and um,
Okay, yeah, that's okay. But you have understood the concept, that is clear. You are at least needing some practice. That's it. Okay. Now I am going to present the answer in some different styles. Try to understand. Shruti, okay? The question was, who is your favorite actor? A plain answer is, my favorite actor is Mr. XYZ because he is doing versatile acting roles, any kind of role he fits in very quickly. Mr. XYZ is expert in it. So I started with the repetition of the question itself. My favorite actor is, answer type 2. I'm going to use conjunction. Who is your favorite actor? Since childhood, I'm in love with the action movies or action sequences of XYZ. That is why he is close to my heart. Okay. Type 3. Now this type 3 fetches you more score. The best score is when you start with a reason first. How? Who is your favorite actor? As I always loved action movies the most, where there are great scenes, fight scenes with the villains or anybody. And in this art, only XYZ is perfect. That is why I'm in love with him. Have you understood? Shruti, Himanshi, Meher Nitin?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Shruti, you spoke very well. Himanshi, you tried. But if both of you can start with the reason at the starting point, whenever you are starting the answer, this is where you have cracked the code of scoring maybe more than 7 or 7.5 at least in speaking section. Okay. So for the basic, if it is only, let's say, the intention is to move towards 6.5 or 6, you can still repeat, but reason is required in each question. And the next stoppage is band 7, where you need to start using conjunctions. Break the barrier of 7. Start the reasons at first. Start your answers with reasons. Have you understood?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now my question is, what should be the duration of one answer in part 1 question? What should be the duration according to you? What do you think? How long should be answering any particular question in part 1?
Mm, 1 or 2 minutes.
1 or 2 minutes. Okay. Shruti, any idea?
Sir, I think not more than 1 minute.
Not more than 1 minute. Okay. Again, make notes. The part 1 answers should be no longer than 10 to 15 seconds approximately. 10 to 15 seconds. However, that is not your concern. That is not your concern. Your concern or practice material is what? Those 4 marking parameters. The timing is the responsibility of the examiner. They have, they are having, or they have usually got a device, a small device which has a stopwatch and a recorder as well. So what they are looking in your speaking is those 4 vocab, grammar, and other 2. So once you are done with your reason, you need to understand my answer is completed. Okay. Once you present your reason in your answer is done. You're ready to go to the next one. Next question. Have you understood again?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us have one more sample question from part 1 itself. Then we will proceed to part 2 and part 3. Okay. The question is, now I'm
Yes, sir.
going to change the question slightly, change the style or the pattern. Do you believe it is easier to find an accommodation to live in your country? Is it easier to find an accommodation to live in your country?
Sir, in my knowledge, I don't think it is very easy for a single person to get accommodation very easily in comparison of a couple. Even these days, couple may also find difficulty because there are cases in which they are live in a live-in relationship, so
Okay,
they
ma'am.
may also face some.
Okay, Shruti. That was your answer. Again, acceptable to some extent. However, that was somehow biased. That was a partial one. So you were talking about a specific class, or you were dividing classes. But anyways, you spoke in English, you gave the answer correct. That's fine. Himanshi, is it easier to find an accommodation to live in your country?
As we have to uh, see the area environment according to ourselves to the point of our satisfaction. So it is not easy to find a accommodation easily.
Okay, Himanji, yes, I can see you are trying very well. You're trying. Very good. Okay, now Shruti, Himanshi, and other candidates. Listen to the answer I'm going to present now. Shruti, the question was, is it easier to find an accommodation to live in your country? To be honest, there is so much population that it makes it obviously difficult. However, with the presence of many websites and obviously the many number of property dealers here, there is no problem in finding accommodation to live. So what I've said is, although yes, there is huge population in our country, but but we have so many websites where we can search the accommodation easily. We can go to the property dealers in the market or anywhere in residential areas, isn't it? So it's not that heavy on finding the answers for an accommodation. Have you understood, Shruti, what I've done? Basically, what I'm saying is, when you talk about an individual or a couple, no, it is not about these two. It is about everybody because everyone needs accommodation to live. So the question was basically related to, is it convenient to find the accommodation? It was not related to if it is easy for an individual or easy or difficult for a couple or for a couple who is just having a live-in relationship. That was not about relationship. Anyways, have you understood the answer and the question?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Again, I'm requesting other candidates if they can participate. Please switch on the camera and unmute. Meher, if you feel that you can participate, that will be a better learning. Anyways, now that was part one.
I
Any questions till now? Meher, you were saying something? Hello?
so I have a question,
Yes,
but
Betaji, please.
it's not regarding the speaking. It's regarding the reading part.
Okay, ask me the question.
So when there comes a question where we have to match the headings to the
Okay.
paragraphs, how do we
Mhm.
solve it?
How are you solving these questions now?
By reading the paragraph.
Okay. What do? Read the paragraph first and then come to the headings or the opposite?
Read the paragraph first, then come to the headings.
And what is the problem you are facing? Is it with the vocabulary or something else?
The answers are not getting matched. Like it's never correct.
Okay, now my question is, are you looking forward to catch the keywords only or do you read the full paragraph?
The full paragraph.
Still, are you matching the keywords or no?
No.
Okay, my advice is for the heading section in reading, you always read paragraph A, then the list of the headings, then paragraph B, then again the list, C, paragraph C, and the list. So, what happens actually is when you do paragraph A, you might be confused or you might get two or three answers for the same paragraph. You need
Yes,
to
sir.
write them. You need to write them. You should not be wasting your seconds or time doing only one paragraph. You just write down two or three samples which you have got as answers. Then straight away proceed to paragraph B. Again, same thing might happen. You might get two or even three answers. Again, maybe because you're confused. Keep on doing it. Remember, in your passage or the paragraph, you need to match the meaning of the sentences. The sentence in the question and the sentence or the sentences given in the paragraph, the meaning should match, not the words. So basically, the problem comes when the students they try to match the keywords, the words only, which might be present in both the paragraph and the question itself, and there it becomes a problem. Actually, what we need to do is we need to understand the meaning of the sentence or the paragraph and then match it to the meaning of the sentence in the question. You need to give it a try. It requires practice. There are some more strategies. And remember, I am not talking about the skim and scan strategy at all. No, because it might not work. Obviously, it is not working for you, Meher, isn't it?
So what's that skim and scan? I didn't get it.
Skim and scan is different. I think this is what most of the students do, but reading has something else as well. So, what I can do right now is I can explain to this extent. If it is about solving the questions, we can do it afterwards.
Yeah, okay,
Okay?
sir. Thank you. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Okay, thank you. Now, let us come back to the speaking. So, part one is over. Any questions from anybody?
No, sir.
No. Let us go to the part two. We will not be doing sample questions of part two because obviously it is time consuming, but I will give you the concept. The part two is the cue card or very famous as the topic. It is called as topic as well. You have any topic from the examiner on which you need to speak for how much time? Any idea? Meher
2 minutes
Himanshi.
maybe.
2 minutes.
Okay, Meher says 2 minutes. Shruti,
2 minutes maybe.
Himanshi,
2 or 3 minutes.
2 or 3 minutes. Okay, now make notes. The cue card or the part two gives you 1 minute to make notes first. You get 1 minute to make notes. There is a strategy to make notes as well, but keep on making notes now. 1 minute to make notes, and then it says you have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. What does that mean? That means starting from 1 minute onwards up to 2 minutes, the examiner has the power to stop you anywhere. For example, if it is Himanshi with the examiner, he might stop her after 1 minute 10 seconds. Shruti, 1 minute 25. Meher, 135. The other person, 145, 1 minute 45 seconds. Or even a candidate has got full 2 minutes. Okay. So the examiner stops you with this gesture in the exam, like this. Once they have assessed you, after a minute, they can stop you anytime. It is their power. Okay? But we need to prepare for 2 minutes so that we can last there for that duration. We are not losing the score. And then in the cue card itself, you have some questions to be answered. Have you noticed the structure? Have you seen the question paper? Have you?
So if we couldn't last for 2 minutes, then
Beta ji, it is impossible. The reason being, even if you finish, let's say at 1 minute, do you usually do that? Meher?
so it totally depends on the topic. Like if the topic is complicated, then you can't speak for a lot of time.
Okay, what if we have finished within a minute or 1 minute, 10 or 15 seconds? Isn't it? This is what you're asking.
Yes, sir. That if
Then the strategy is share examples from your own experience. If I'm finished with the content, if I have nothing to say, the best part is share examples. This will make you last longer, at least up to 2 minutes. Understood, Meher? Anything?
no, sir.
Yes, you can share examples. One more important point is there was the marking criteria we have discussed. Now with the fluency, there is another point with the name coherence. Please write it down with the fluency. The spelling is COHERENCE. Coherence. Now this means you are being logical in your answer. Actually, there are some questions in steps which are given in the cue card, if you have seen. So what you need to do with the examiner is, while speaking, you need to share those pointers step by step, one by one, in sequence. You should not be breaking the sequence, because if you break it up, you lose marks from coherence. There is no logic. Although you might be speaking in English, but you lose a score. Any question? Shruti, are you getting the concept?
Yes, sir.
Meher, are you also getting the same?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Now, the last part is part 3. Please note part 3. We will be doing 1 or 2 questions from part 3. Okay. The part 3 has questions linked in relation to part 2. Usually, most of the time, it is associated with part 2. Whatever you have spoken in the cue card is discussed. It's a two-way discussion with the examiner. You have cross questions. Cross questioning is done. Nitin, you're also getting the concept, isn't it? Nitin, you need to participate, okay? All right, if you can. So part 3 connected with part 2. And the rule is, now write down the rule, what is required. In part 1, it was reason. And part 3, it is reason plus example. Reason plus example. Okay. Now, are you ready to have some questions? Shruti, can we have a couple of questions in this section?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Remember, everything remains the same with part 1 as it was with part 1. But the additional point is you need to share examples. Okay. So let me have the same question which was in part 1. Who is your favorite actor? Frame the answer, think about it, and then participate. Meher, it would be good if you can participate too. Simran and Somya. Somya, if you are listening to me, I request if you can participate, please.
Okay, sir.
Anyways, the question is, who is your favorite actor? Reason with example. Yes, Somya.
I can go first.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay. Since I've always been a Bollywood fan, starting from very young, I've always been a huge follower, a huge fan of Shahid Kapoor, his dancing skills, the way he acts, and the kind of movies he has done. I think that he is a great inspiration to many. My favorite movie of his is Jab We Met. When I watched it in the theaters, I simply loved it, and I have watched it many, many times since then.
Okay, so for this particular answer, you will be going towards band 7 at least. I can make it 7.5 as well, but let us keep it to 7. The reason is there was no example. Okay, Himanshi and Shruti, or Meher, or anybody. Would you like to say something about this question? Who
Sir,
is
I'm
your
not
favorite actor?
getting ki it in these kind of questions. What example can we give?
I will give you the answer as well, but I would like to see if anybody else can answer this before I start. Meher or Himanshi, anything? Should I give you the answer? I will give you hints as well. Somya, listen to me. The question was, who is your favorite actor? This was the question. Who is your favorite actor? Your answer was perfect. So I'm going to use the same template, Shahid Kapoor. Who is your favorite actor? I'm in love with the acting skills of Shahid Kapoor. The reason being, he's so versatile. It can be any kind of role, he does it with elegance. For example, last month itself, I saw 3 movies in which he was an actor. And I observed one thing, he can perform any role. He was an old man in one of the movies, and then in the second one, he was a kid. And then in the next one, he became a police officer. So that is why I think I'm correct. My verdict is correct on Shahid Kapoor. Have you understood now what I've done? I presented an example. I made up a story. Shruti, I made up a story.
Yes, sir, got it.
Or again, who is your favorite actor? To be honest, last month I went to the cinema hall with my friends and I saw Shahid Kapoor's acting skills. I became his fan there itself. And since then, every weekend, whenever his movies are on there, I go to watch because he's so versatile. I started with example itself. Okay, Shruti, Soumya, and Nimanshi, and others. Have you understood what I'm doing with the question? I'm presenting the example and the reasonings simultaneously. Shruti, all good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now another question comes to you. The question is, age for children to learn computers? Hello, everybody. Hello. Are you guys listening to me? Hello. I think the internet connection is playing games right now. Hello. Okay. It says the internet connection is unstable.
Yeah, now
Can
we are
you
able to
listen to
hear
me?
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I've lost a couple of people, I think. Anyways, did you get the question? No? Okay. The question is, according to you, what is the right age for children to learn computers? Is it that difficult? Is it some kind of mathematical quiz? At least you can say maybe a plain answer is always welcome. That's fine. We are still learning.
Sir, in my understanding, there is no particular age to learn anything.
Please go ahead. Remember the rule is examples are required.
Nowadays, a lot of content is already available on the internet for us to access and gain information from. So it's beneficial if the children, right from a very early age, know how to access that information, the correct information, and then it would be very useful for them because it will broaden their horizon and the way they think as well. For example, a few days back, a kid from my society came to me and he asked a question which even I didn't know the answer of. So I suggested him to go to the internet and look for it. So if he didn't know how to access the computer and didn't know how to go about it, I think that he wouldn't have been able to reach a good solution by
Okay.
himself.
Now, this answer might make the examiner sleep, have a nap, because this was good answer, ma'am. There is no doubt in it, Soumya. But remember, the part 1 answer should be 10 to 15 seconds longer. And there has to be a rule in part 3 as well for the duration, isn't it? And that duration is, now you can write 25 to 30 seconds per answer in part 3. So I mean to say is, if you keep on speaking, the examiner might throw another question at you after a particular duration is over. Maybe after 30 seconds, even if you are still speaking, the examiner can give you another question in the middle. So these are some pointers which you need to take care of. Himanshi, Shruti, and Soumya, have you understood? You guys are trying and you're doing well. There is no problem. Okay. Anyways, yes, Shruti, any question?
No, sir.
No. All right. So let us have this session is over. Let us end this session. And I expect that you guys have learned something today. At least for the speaking section, you have some rules are there. You can practice. And you are welcome to join the sessions in future. Whenever you can leave your messages, you can contact the staff, you can contact us, leave your questions or anything in the chat box. And all the best for your examination preparation and all the best for your future. I'll see you hopefully soon. All right. Okay. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Good night,
Bye,
sir.
sir. Good night.
Good night.
गुड नाइट सर
गुड नाइट नितिन. आप पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करते हो हैं?
वो सर थोड़ा
कोई बात नहीं. ओके ओके ओके
थैंक यू सर
ओके.